2007, Angela Rayner, the Labour deputy leader, faced scrutiny over the sale of her council house in Stockport. And now she's the deputy prime minister. And she faced a question from Lee Anderson, who rather gauchely made a sort of jibe at her, which I think probably was misidentified by her as a jibe about the fact that she lived in a council house when she was younger. And frankly, he deserves the punch on the nose that she gave him, and it was well established. I think the jibe he was intending was about her purchasing under the right to buy scheme in 2007, and the controversy revolved around whether Angela Rayner had properly declared her residential status, which meant that she avoided capital gains tax, and if she had unlawfully let the property to her brother during a restricted period. The investigation was sparked by complaints from the Conservative Party, including allegations that Rayner had listed a different primary residence while living with her then husband, potentially breaching electoral law and council tax regulations. However, after a thorough investigation by Greater Manchester Police and the tax authorities, it was concluded that she had not committed any criminal or tax offences, and the authorities determined that no further action would be taken against her, effectively clearing her of all allegations. So it's a bit churlish for Lee Anderson to try bringing this up and trying to point score, and he deserved everything he got with the with the whack back from her. And I must say, I'm rather impressed by her attitude, and she condemned the attack back at the end of the last Conservative government as the accusations as desperate tactics by the Conservative Party, suggesting they were intended to distract from the broader political issues. And I was impressed. Listen to what she's got to say, and the context of this in terms of the Labour Party pushing through a new housing building scheme.
Been ducked for 14 years by the Conservatives, and in fact it went backwards because of the changes they made to the MPPF in last year. And that's why we're making absolutely no bones about the fact that we do mean to deliver, and that's why this consultation is so important and why we've put that out there now. And I say to honourable members, we do intend to move at pace. People who are in temporary accommodation, 150,000 children that haven't got a home to call their home. I think about that every single night and think there isn't a day that we can afford to waste in terms of dealing with that situation for them. And I promise across your constituency and everybody else's that I'll do everything I can to make sure that they have a home.
Lee Anderson.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Now then, I welcome the news of a council house revolution. And we all know that the Deputy Prime Minister is a little bit of an expert when it comes to council housing. But can she confirm that priority will be given to British families, veterans and pensioners?
Deputy Prime Minister.
Well, we have confirmed that people with a local connection will get priority in those homes. But I also say to the honourable gentleman who tries to make a quip about the fact that I grew up in a council house, is that the situation that I hear, and when I was took on this brief, is that actually people used to talk about my childhood as if I grew up in poverty, but there's many kids today that if they got a council house, it would be considered they'd won the lottery. Those children today can't have that. So we will build the homes. We will prioritise that people locally can get them, and we'll make sure that first-time buyers get first dibs as well. There's a number of measures that we're putting in place to make sure that the homes that are built are there for the people that need it.
I hope you agree with me that she got the better of Lee Anderson, whatever he intended to stir up, and however maladroitly he expressed himself. And don't you also think when he starts speaking, he sounds a bit like Jimmy Savile?
Now then.